I'm starting my live video. I think it's about 8:59, almost 9 o'clock. It's Dina from Fitness Incentive. Good morning, everyone. So this morning we're going to do an essential stretch class. I think I'm live. It says I'm live, so hopefully if you're there, somebody pop up and say something. I'm going to go over there in just a minute or two and see that I'm set up in a frame that you could see me. Let's see. Just want to kill a minute or two before we start to make sure a couple people log on. If you're watching this later on, you're not watching it live, you can always pause anytime you need to. So I just want to let you know ahead of time. I'm doing this without any equipment, no straps, no bolsters, anything like that. If you need a blanket or a pillow for behind your head to align your neck. Good morning. Hi, Deidre. Hi, Randy. Joanne, hi. So anyway, before we start, like I said, no props are needed, but if you want to use a strap for your foot for the hamstring stretch, I'll cue you as we go through the whole class. So basically, again, if you need a pillow or blanket under your head, I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get down there. The live video, obviously, you can't pause. You can walk away, come back, but if you're watching this or you want to watch it later, you can get all your props ready if you need them. All right, so all you really need is your body, your brain, your focus, and that's it. So we're going to get started. I'm going to come over onto the floor over here, take my reading glasses off, and hopefully you can see me and hear me good enough. The thing is that the image is flipped, so when I say my right leg, it's going to look like I'm doing my left leg, but I'm not messing up my right and left, although I do sometimes. So I'll try to cue, lifted leg that's on the floor. Just make sure you're paying attention to which is your right and which is your left, so that when we switch, you make sure you do both sides, okay? So again, like I say, this is my right leg, but to you, it appears to be my left leg. So I'll do my best to cue, or, you just do opposite or pay attention to what's what there. Okay, so I'm gonna lie down here. We're all gonna get together. Everybody ready to go? Remember suggested breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Always listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, you stop. For instance, if I say reach your right arm overhead, if you have a shoulder thing going on and that's not going to happen, don't do it. Okay? Just listen to your body. Stop when you need to. And just breathe. Okay? So find a place where you can lie down and you can fit your entire body, head to toe. And preferably enough room and space that you can reach your arms overhead and out to your sides. Okay, I'll keep looking toward the camera, although I cannot read the comments from all the way over here. I need my reading glasses to do that, so I'll comment to you all later. So let's lie down on your back. Nice long body. And take some nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Remember, throughout the class, if you find yourself holding your breath, just go immediately for an exhale, and then start that flow of inhale, exhale. Here we go. We're going to reach those arms all the way overhead and reach your legs nice and long. This is what I call the long body stretch. Kind of like you're giving yourself some traction, reaching your upper body away from your lower. Lift that waist off the mat. So here, we want to have that waist lifting off the mat. It's like a back arch, lifting and lengthening your spine just beyond neutral. And take those deep breaths as you reach. I want you to imagine that someone's tugging your ankles and pulling your legs to one wall while someone else is gently just tugging your wrists to the other wall. Really create that traction and that oppositional energy, that reach, upper body away from lower. And while you're here, cross your right ankle over your left. I don't think you can see my ankles or my feet in the frame there, but just cross your right over your left, okay? If you're doing your left over your right, that's fine. Just make sure that you pay attention to switch. Now here, I have my right leg over my left, which it looks to you like it's my left. So right and left, pay attention to yours. My right ankle is over my left. I'm going to take my left arm down and I'm going to reach my right arm overhead and start to bend my spine a little bit, or lean it a little bit to the left side. So I'm going to have a little lateral bend here. I'm going to really reach my right ankle. Try not to jam your right knee and try not to grip your right butt cheek here. Just really try to feel that you're stretching the ribs away from the hip and the thigh in the opposite direction away from the hip. And just open up. Move your hips around a little bit gently. Move slowly and deliberately. Breathe. Keep that reach going. And then slowly come back into center. Bringing both arms down to the side, uncross the top ankle and switch the cross of the ankles. Left over right now. And then go ahead and reach that opposite arm over, or the same arm, I'm sorry. So my left ankle is over my right and my left arm is reaching, my right arm is down. And just reach, reach, reach through that side body. You can just strike a pose here and just hang out here and relax, but what you have to do is really energize it. That's how we get the best out of the stretch. So here, I'm not just laying here. I'm energizing. I'm reaching my ankle away from my thigh, my hip, away from my ribs, and lifting that left rib cage a little bit, and then lengthening and bending over to the right just a bit. So just make this your own, make it feel good. We're going to really open up this morning. And then just slowly come back to center when you're ready, uncrossing the ankles. Bend your knees, place your feet flat to the floor. Let's place these feet where they're hip width apart. So your heels line up with your sitting bones. Keep your feet hip width apart. Now again, my legs are going to come. I'm going toward the camera. This is going to be my right leg going down first. It's going to look like my left. So you can just follow my verbal cues, or you can mirror and do opposite physically so you don't get confused. Arms out to the sides like a letter T. Just relax your shoulders. I'm just going to drop my right leg open to my right side, and I'm going to let my left leg just follow. I'm just going to plop right there and stop where I drop. Just stay there for a moment. So your feet are still split. Don't lift and stack one on top of the other. Keep them where they started. And just stop where you land here for a moment. Take some deep breaths. And then I'm going to just think about this top leg. So this is my left leg. I know it looks like my right. It's my left. I'm going to press into this foot and send this knee down toward this leg. So I'm really going to reach my left thigh, reach it toward my right. I'm reaching my left knee away from my left hip, or my top leg away from my hip, and then I'm going to reach that arm overhead and really feel this hip reaching away from the rib as if somebody's just pulling this leg in that direction. Once again, create the oppositional energy. Feel free to turn your head in the opposite direction. I don't want to do that too much because I want you to be able to hear me. Just stay here and breathe. Keep reaching. Keep reaching. Gently press into the instep of this top foot. This is my left. I'm pressing into the instep of this foot to get some action in this thigh. Really send that thigh energy away from your hip. Breathe. Open up. Both arms can go overhead if that feels good for you. Now to take this just a little further, we're going to bring this bottom foot forward, so it now lines up just in front of the knee, but still on the floor. Okay? And then, if you want to, you can take this foot and cross it over this thigh and just gently press this thigh down using this foot. Keep your ribs open. Keep your chest open. Keep your breath deep. Inhale. And exhale. Now you're going to use gentle pressure with this my right foot here on top of my left leg, pressing it down gently. And breathe. Really feel that you're reaching this top hip away from your ribs and away from your armpit. Everything is reaching away from each other. Oppositional energy length. And we're going to take this foot down. And if you'd like to take this a little deeper here on your top leg, you can bring that foot a little bit more towards your butt. Be real careful with your knee. And just lift your hip, tuck your butt under a little bit, and just reach this thigh a little bit. Breathe. If that's not okay for your knee, don't go there, okay? Just listen to your body. Stay open here in the front and on this top side. Now gently and slowly start to release out of this position, opening up your knee joints a little bit, resetting yourself into center. We're going to take it to the other side. So find your center once again, reset your hips, keep your feet hip width apart, and just drop your legs over to the opposite side. I'm now going to my left. So my left leg is on the bottom, and this is my right leg. I know it looks opposite. So here, once again, just stop where you drop for a moment. Just stay landing right here, hold and stretch, and then activate the pose by sending this leg that way. Maybe lifting this hip a little bit and reaching the arms, or one arm, whatever works. Really imagine somebody's tugging this leg and press into this foot to press down a little bit. Breathe. Imagine this tractioning right here. Hip away from ribs, Ribs away from hip. Everything's reaching. Pressing this top thigh down toward that bottom shin. Any point and any one time you're ready, start to slide this left foot a little bit in front of the right leg. So I'm going to flip this around. It's still going to be on the same side. My left leg is now on the bottom. Okay? Let's do that there. And if you want to take this foot on top of the other leg, go ahead and do that and press down and reach your arms. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Deep breaths. Move your pelvis around a little bit. Remember creating traction, and stretching gently. Don't force anything. If something doesn't feel right, just stop, okay? You're going to take this foot down. And if you would like to, if your knee is okay with it, don't force anything because you'll get a bad hamstring cramp there. Just maybe walk that foot a little closer toward your butt and then press that knee down, that top knee. And reach if you want to. You can hold the foot or reach. Open your chest up to the ceiling and really press this leg down toward the floor. So I'm pressing my right, that looks like my left, the leg that's behind. Reach and breathe. Keep stretching. Remember, you can just strike a pose and hang out here and do nothing. It's all about the energy, your intention, and your breath. Okay? Now slowly start to reset and move, and we'll come back into center. Let me just make sure that everybody, you guys can see me and hear me, right? I think my glasses are a little dirty. All right. Hi, everyone. All right. Thanks so much. Okay. So let's get back into this. Hopefully you're still lying down and relaxing. Okay. So what we're going to do here is everybody's pretty much favorite. I'm going to go back this way. Okay. Just because my space over here. All right. We're going to go for hamstring stretch. Now, earlier when I started this video, I said you could use a strap. Those of you who have a belt or a strap that you could put around your foot. You could also use a belt from an old bathrobe or an old necktie, anything like that. But I'm not using any equipment today. Now, I did mention earlier also about a pillow or a blanket under your head. If your head and your neck is like this, and if you're really, really tight, I recommend putting something underneath your head to align your neck with the rest of your spine, especially if you're really tight in the hips and the legs. When we bring our legs in, our tendency is to go here. So perhaps a prop underneath your head will help you, because to get the best stretch in these next sequences, the next series of stretches we're going to do, it's really about the alignment of your spine and how you position and move your spine. And that's how we're going to get the best stretch into our extremities and our connective tissues and everywhere we want to hit. Okay, so from here, we're going to find that nice centered spine in neutral on your back. We're going to get that pelvis in a neutral position. Both legs are straight out to start. And keeping that length in your spine, we're going to just grab a hold of the right knee. Again, this is my right. I know it looks like my left. You just do your right and left, okay? Shoulders pull back. Try not to shrug. And just flex and point and roll your ankle around a little bit. Shake the foot out. Wiggle the toes. Try not to shrug the shoulders. And here we're just pulling this leg in toward the rib cage. Try to keep it tracking in the frame of your body. Don't let it wander outside the frame. Keep it nice and tight. Tendency is for us to go out here. Line it up with your rib cage and your shoulder, okay, and your hip. And try not to tuck your hips back or let tightness do this to your body. Stay long. Pay attention to that left leg or that leg that's on the mat and really stretch it out long. Okay, now here we're just going to press this leg into your hands until your elbows are straight. Pull your shoulders back and then just feel that alignment. Make sure you're not coming out. Feel that alignment. Pull your shoulders back and press this leg into your hands so the weight of the leg is stretching till your elbows straight. And you're going to pull your shoulders back in opposition to get that stretch in your back. Arch your back off the mat a little bit, lifting that waist off the mat. So there's space between your back body and the mat. Breathe. Pull your shoulders back in opposition, really opening your breastplate up to the ceiling, keeping awareness of your abdominal energy to protect your lower back from any extra or hyperextension that we're doing. Now here, we're just going to walk the hands around to the back of the thigh. Interlace the fingers, keep the knee bent, and once again, drop that leg into your hands. So your fingers are interlaced, making a hammock behind your thigh, and just press that leg, and once again, pulling your shoulders back to stretch the arms. Keep your chin in neutral, try not to throw your head back, okay? Now here, keep the leg away from your body. Keep the arms straight, and just try to straighten this leg only as much as you can without tucking or dropping. Don't let the tightness change your alignment. Pull your shoulders back, keep your elbows straight, and flex this right foot, the foot that's lifted. Try not to push through the back of the knee. Think about the heel, the ankle. So get the leg as straight as you can up to about a little micro bend. Try not to grip and push from the front of your thigh. Stretch from the back. Now this sitting bone right here, think about this as a flashlight. Try to aim it down toward the inside of your left ankle. Don't let it hike up, okay? Keep anchored, keep your pelvis neutral. Now here you're going to start to bend your elbows, bringing this leg toward your body. Feel free. If you have your strap, you want to make sure you're not pulling up here. If you're using a strap on your foot, pull your shoulders down and bend the elbows to pull so you don't stress into your neck and shoulders, okay? Otherwise, you're holding onto your leg wherever you can. The objective here is not how far back I can get my leg. It's not to hike your body up. It's how straight can I get my leg, and think about the back of my leg while maintaining my neutral spine and keeping my hips squared. So pull this hip down. Don't let it hike up or out. And draw the energy from your elbows to your hands. Find the oppositional energy of that leg reaching that way, but the hips staying square. Try not to hike. Really feel that. Think about the back of the leg. I want you to think about the sitting bone stretching away from this heel. There's a rubber band. Stretch that. Think of the back of the leg. Don't think of the knee and the quads. Keep breathing. Flex and point the foot. Pull your shoulders down. Check in. Don't let the tightness change your alignment. You've got to stay long in your spine. Roll the ankle in both directions. Take your deep breaths. Feel your stretch. Try 1 to 2 more breaths here. Where are you? Check out your shoulders. If your body's like this, back it off. Don't bring the leg up that high. Check your sitting bones, check your hips. Breathe. Okay, we're going to bend this knee when you're ready and slowly release the foot to the floor. Stretch it out and feel the difference between your left and right sides. Yeah? I say this all the time. It doesn't just feel like this leg is longer. When I'm in class, everybody looks to see if their leg is actually longer, but it feels like somebody pumped air into your whole entire side, your hip. Again, the alignment is key. All too often I see stretches and people doing this and they're just trying to get that foot over their head, but look what's happening down here. You've got to keep your spine aligned so that you get that nice opening, so that when you stand up and your spine is neutral again and you're long, you're not tucked and pulled back into that tightness. Okay, so the left side is jealous, I always say, or the other leg, so let's get to it. First, square off, find neutral. Draw your shoulders back. Keep the integrity up here in your shoulder girdle and your neck. This is a really great time to have that pillow under your head if you're very tight. Okay, try to keep this right leg straight out on the mat. First, we're grabbing outside the leg on the shin. Interlace the fingers. Press the leg into your hand. As you press the leg into your hand, here, let the pelvis drop forward where your back can lift off the mat a little bit and you get that extra stretch. Pull your shoulders back in opposition, so you have the oppositional energy of the leg pressing into the hands to pull your arms straight and lengthen your spine. So you could pull in, press out. You know, kind of make it your own here too, a little bit. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to walk the hands around to the back of the thigh and press the thigh into the hands. Keep it pressing so your elbows are straight and your back is lifted. Keep this right leg, this leg that's on the mat, nice and long. Think about your spine. It's okay to have your back off the mat right now because you're holding the weight of your leg in your hands. So it's not going to pull your pelvis too far without your awareness. Now let's slowly keep your arms straight. Keep your arms straight. Keep pressing that thigh into your hands and bring that leg up. Only to the, well, straighten it only to the point where you don't bend your elbows and you don't tuck or drop or change the length of your spine. Keep your spine long. See where this leg is. Feel where it is in space. Don't let it go outside the frame. Keep it right inside the frame of your body. And then slowly pull your shoulders back. bend your elbows and start to pull the leg toward you. Again, think about your sitting bone, the left sitting bone, that butt bone looks down toward the inside of that right leg. Don't let it hike up. Try not to tuck, drop, or change the length in your spine. You want to stay long from your head all the way to your tail and through to that right foot. So think about that rubber band attachment that stretches that back of the leg. Think of the back of the leg and your spine on this. Don't think of the front. Don't grip. Try to pull the hip down into that neutral position. Breathe. Again, if you have the strap, be careful. Wherever you are, check, and recheck your shoulders, please. Take some deep breaths and go ahead and flex and point. At any time you can do that. Especially if there's something I forget to cue. If we did it on one side, you know, just make sure you do it if it comes to your mind on the other side. Make your circles with your ankle. Deep breaths. Keep stretching and reaching. Keep checking, because this hip, this hip of the lifted leg wants to hike up. Pull it down, pull it down. Pull that rear hip bone down. Breathe. Try not to grip through your quads, which are the front of your thighs, right? We want to think about the back. We're trying to get opening through those three major muscles that make up that hamstring group on the back, as well as your calf. Try not to push into the knee joint. Here, lengthen your spine just a little more. Pull your shoulders back. Lift your chest. I'm getting those shakes in this leg. Breathe. Bend the knee. Place the foot down to the floor. Straighten the leg and stretch out. That should feel good, I hope. I know it felt good for me. Very tight. You know, we hold a lot of stress and a lot of emotions in our hips and our thighs. So it's good to get some of these stretches going on here. Okay, so here we're going to bring the knees carefully into your chest. Try not to tuck into a ball. Keep your hips down, keep your spine long. I'm going to take the soles of your feet to touch and try to grab a hold of your ankles and just press the legs down into your hands, lifting your waist off the mat. Lift your chest. Perhaps you're just going to grab a hold behind here, but if you can, you're going to grab a hold of those ankles. Just drop the feet down toward the floor, between your legs, and again, let the weight of the legs pull your arms. Tuck your chin slightly, lift your chest, and pull your shoulders back a little bit. Your back is lifting off the mat. You're holding the weight of your legs in your hands. And slowly pull your spine back into that neutral position. Bring your knees back into your chest and bring them together. We're going to have one hand on each knee, and we're going to pull those legs out to the sides, bending your elbows, unshrug your shoulders, and bend your elbows until your upper arms are on the floor. Let your feet go out with your knees and let your feet just relax. And we're going to just press the legs away from you. Let your pelvis roll with us, and then make a nice circle. Bring the legs in towards your trunk. Open them out. Reach them away and pull them together. And go ahead and allow your spine and your body to move with this. Your head and your shoulders, and just get that feeling of center when you come through it. Let's try two more. Nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now let's reverse those circles. Keep the legs stretched away from your trunk. Squeeze them together. From here, open them out. Keep them wide. Pull them in toward your ribs. Bring them together. So you're just reversing the direction of the circles you just did. Again, allow your body to get into the movement here. Your neck and your shoulders. Keep your breath nice and deep. Move slowly, don't rush through it. Doesn't matter how many you do. We're just going for it. A few more, maybe two more. That's it. Beautiful. Bring it in and just stretch it out again. Make it like starfish or letter X with your body. Open your arms wide, legs wide. Just some nice, easy, quote-unquote, supine stretches. Supine means lying on your back. We're going to come up in a little bit and do a couple of other stretches. But right now, we're going to go for another stretch. This one is two different versions. Let's do this one. It's a very common stretch. I'm sure you've done it a million times. I know you've done it with me before. You're going to lift your right foot and cross it over the right ankle on the left thigh. So, see how this is? Okay, little triangle there. Okay, just let this knee kind of relax. Don't worry where it is right now. Okay, so the foot that's up, this is my right. I know it looks like my left. Make sure you know which one's your right or your left. Your right is crossed over your left. I'm going to take my right hand through the space between my legs. I'm going to take my left hand behind my left thigh. So both hands now are going to grab this left thigh. Okay, if you can, you reach around to the shin. Otherwise, you grab the thigh. Let the foot relax. And now, this is where the tightness is going to be like, oh, it's going to make you want to do this and all kinds of things, right? So keep breathing. Pull your shoulders down. Again, if you're really tight, you can take that strap and put it around your leg and pull it up this way. But what I want is for you not to be doing it like this. Don't do this. Don't let the tightness get to you. Draw your shoulders down and notice what happens. I promise you, your hips are going to want to drop to one side, hike to one side. So try to square off your pelvis here once you grab the leg. Breathe deep to open up through the tightness. Don't fight the tightness, and don't let the tightness pull you out of alignment. So draw your shoulders back, keep your spine long. Key here is to not allow your body to tuck up into a ball and surrender to the tightness. We're trying to open it up. So pull those shoulders back, lift the chest, bend the elbows to bring this leg toward you, the leg that your hands are on, right? Without tucking your hips back too much. Okay, think about this right hip and try to pull that right hip down to the mat. Try to square your pelvis. Notice if you're rocking to one side. Really try to center your body. Maybe even using this right elbow here to press into this right leg a little bit. Flex and point your feet. So here the key is to really get your pelvis square. Don't let your hips hike or drop to one side, and keep your spine long. Keep pressing this left leg into your hands now and stretch your arms, pulling your shoulder back. So what you'll do is bend and straighten your elbows, but try not to rock your hips. And you really should feel this all over here, okay? So again, the key to getting the really best stretch here is to get that spine long and your shoulders set. Now here, go ahead and tuck up into a ball if you'd like to. Pull the legs toward you. Bring your nose toward your right shin. Unshrug your shoulders. Tuck your chin deep. Don't let your hips rock to one side. Find your center here. Oh, and then come down slowly. Release the foot. Place that left foot to the floor. Carefully unravel, uncross, and stretch out. Move slowly through your transitions. It's usually during the transitions when you can tweak something, get hurt or a little, because you're not paying attention, you're just rushing through to get to the other side. Never rush, okay? Take your time. Nice deep breaths. And once again, come to center, bending your knees. I'm going to turn this way for this one so you don't see the bottom of my foot. Dirty. Okay. Not dirty, I mean, but I'm walking around barefoot. All right, anyway. Let's do the other side. Okay, so the left ankle is going to cross over the right. Now, right off the bat, I'm just going to take a nice little stretch and press this away to help me feel this opening. And then really pay attention to your hips. I probably should have worn more contoured pants so that you could see the alignment, but you could see the movement, right? I have my nice loose baggy sweats on. They're so comfortable. So, once again, I didn't say this on the other side, but think about this right foot that the left leg is on top of, this one that's on the floor. Try to make sure it's in the frame of your body. It tends to want to drop out, and then it takes the pelvis with it. So stabilize through the right foot and square your hips and try to get that nice long spine first, okay? And now, reach through. So the left hand goes through the space, the right hand goes here. I know it looks like my left, but it's my right. And I'm going to grab a hold of that leg. I'm going around to the shin. Perhaps you're going to go back here, okay? Again, if you need a strap, you put that strap behind your thigh or around your leg. Now here, I'm really thinking about pulling this hip down to the floor. I'm not letting it hike up and over. And I'm pressing this knee energy out. And I'm going to find that place where I need that stretch the most by really trying to square my hips and shoulders. Try to let your feet relax. We tend to tense the feet up on this one. And if we get this really hard flex in the foot, we're going to really tense up into those the calf muscles, your gastrocnemius and all those things, the soleus. So that's just really feel where your pelvis is. Hike it up and down, rock it left and right, move through it to see where you need the stretch the most. Let those feet relax. Pull the shoulders back. time bending the elbows to bring the legs toward you a little bit without tucking, and then straightening them, right? So again, move through this side to side a little bit, hiking the hips left and right, up and down, bending and straightening, so you find the best stretch for you. Again, perhaps using this left arm to press into that leg a little bit to help the stretch. Deep breaths, my darlings, deep breaths. Now, if and when you are ready, tuck up into a ball. The legs toward the nose. Try to unshrug the shoulders. When you come up, tendency is going to be to go up here to the neck and shoulders. Unshrug the shoulders. Breathe, relax those feet. Relax the feet, breathe. Tuck up into that ball if you can. And then slowly and carefully lower the body. Stretch the leg into the hands. Slowly, carefully release the hold of the right leg, placing the right foot down. Uncross the left. And stretch out. You feel that? I have so many favorite stretches that I do in my stretch class and that I do on my own that I wanted to bring to you guys, but I have limited time here, so I'm going to roll into the next thing. So, okay, so come up to sit carefully. I have dog hair all over me, no matter how much I vacuum. It just happens. So I'm going to peek and say hi. Hi guys, hi Teresa, how are you? Hi Cheryl, I hope you guys are feeling good. Maggie, hi. Okay, so this one, we're gonna come onto hands and knees for this one. And just be careful with your wrists here. So what I wanna do is have my hands a little bit in front of my shoulders here, not directly under. This way, as you shift, or if you shift, you're not going to put too much pressure into your wrists, okay? So, I'm going to tuck this in. Don't mind the dog hair, if you can see it. All right. So here, I'm going to go this side. Okay, can you guys see me? I think so. I can't see the comments from here, but okay. So, the first thing we're going to do is just do a flexion and extension of the spine. Sometimes in yoga it's called cat-cow, different names for different poses and exercises. So have the hands a little bit in front of your shoulders. So basically your wrists will line up more with your armpit than your fingertips lining up under the armpit. And have your hands a little wider than shoulder width apart. Try to have your knees lined up underneath your hips and try to square your shoulders with your hips. Okay, we want to try to find that neutral spine. And we want to roll through the spine. We want to articulate the spine through flexion and extension. I'm starting in neutral, and I'm going to start movement by doing what we call a little dog tilt. I'm going to tuck my tail under. So I'm going to start by pulling my hips under, lower back. I'm going to turn my elbow points back, middle back, upper back. Head goes last as I flex or round my spine up to the sky. Now try not to push forward and back. Try to stay centered here and wrap your shoulder blades around to your armpits. And then I'm going to start to come back through center by neutralizing just my neck first. Ear tips, crown of the head to the wall in front of me. Collarbones follow, shoulders open wide. Now I'm going to arch my back, going through extension beyond neutral, finishing with my tail and my sitting bones lifting behind me, okay? So don't just drop here. What I don't want is this type of thing, here and here. Stay lifted, maintain the integrity of your skeleton. Let's go together. Let's start in neutral, hands wide, shoulder blades wrapped around to the armpits. Keep lifting out of your shoulders like you're floating off the floor. Don't load and drop, okay? Here we go. Let's start with that tail tucking, lower back. Think of lifting up toward the sky, middle back, upper, head goes last. Breathe. Stay here. Turn the elbow points back. Feel the shoulders opening and wrapping around your ribs. Slowly, just start to lift your head to neutral. Crown of the head. Stay lifted out of those armpits. Stay lifted. Tips of the ears. Collarbones reaching. Ribs opening forward. Sitting bones opening back. And let's do that again. Slowly from the lower back, through the middle, through the upper. Don't drop. Try not to shift forward and back. Deep breaths. Unshrug. Stay lifted out of your arms. Neutralize your head, your neck, And now extend beyond neutral. Try not to drop. Keep your abs engaged and just aware of this hyperextension of the back so you don't drop into it. And one more time. Tuck, lower, middle, upper. Deep breaths. Upper. Deep breaths. Middle, lower. Bring your feet together, open up your knees, and sit back to your heels. Now, check this out for a second, guys. People, chest is up, hands are still where I had them. So I just came from here, and I opened up my knees, brought my feet together. Now, check this out. Lift your chest up, arch your back, stick your butt back, bring your seat toward your feet as best as you can, but keep your spine up. Now, from here, walk your fingers forward a little, turn your elbow points down, and bend your elbows to the floor. Keep your head up, keep your chest up, and then lift. Bend your elbows, and lift them. 2 more. 1 more. Now stretch out, and if your body goes there, take your extended wide knee child's pose. Try to bring your forehead to the mat or to your hands or wherever it goes, but don't smush your nose, okay? Slowly walk it up. Here we're going to come back onto all fours, reset the hands the way you had them before. And what I want to do here is take my right foot back, stretch the legs, and I want to press that leg back and press my toe pads into the floor. I'm going to press back through that right heel, not the knee. Try not to grip the knee so much. Just press back through that right heel. So shift, instead of your body weight shifting forward, shift it back, okay? And now drop this right hip down a little bit. I want you to lean and shift to your left side, right side. This is my right. The leg that's stretched out, you're dipping down to that side, okay? And I'm going to keep lifting out of my right arm. So the arm that's on the same side of that leg that's stretched back, I'm going to lift out. I'm not going to drop down into the shoulder. And I'm going to look over my left shoulder to see my right foot. Really press down. Dip over to that right side or the side that your leg is straight on and stay lifted out of that arm. Left toes can do whatever feels okay. And come back to center. Switch sides. I'm going to turn around so that I'm not facing away when I talk. So now I have my left leg stretched back, okay? And I'm going to dip down to my left side, that leg that's stretched back, but I'm not going to drop into this arm. I'm going to keep lifting out of this arm. And I'm going to look over this shoulder. So I'm looking toward the knee that's bent and then past it to look back through that left heel. And I'm pressing back through that left heel. So stay lifted out of the upper body, but sink down a little bit into that lower body. Can you feel that? Keep the big toe pad on this straight leg. My left foot is the straight leg. Come back to center. Slowly open up your knees. Once again, sit back, take your stretch. Okay. I have 2 more things I think that I want to do with you, that I will do with you. I'm checking my clock over here. So this exercise, this stretch, sometimes in yoga it's similar to a yoga pose called thread the needle, but it's just a little bit different the way that I want to make sure we do this today. So I'm going to start on this side. I keep turning around, but I want to make sure that when I'm speaking you can hear me. So once again, we start on all fours, okay? So when I say left and right, make sure you do your left or right. So I'm taking my right hand, and I'm going to just bring it through the space between my left arm and my left leg, okay? Just to start, and I'm going to put the knuckle side of that hand down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just reset my knees so I feel comfortable in my hips, and I'm going to shift my body weight back a little bit as I thread this arm here. I'm going to bend this supporting arm, and make sure, guys, don't do this. You're not looking for the floor with your ear for this. I want to keep my neck in line with the rest of the spine. So I want to think of the top outside of my head, above my ear, to the floor. Not my head and my neck dropping, okay? And I want to use this bottom hand to really press into the floor, and I'm going to lean away from it. This arm you can reach out, you can take back behind you, wherever you want to go, okay? You could keep it on the floor. But I'm going to get it out of the way so you can see this arm is really active. I'm pressing into the knuckle side and I'm pulling back, and I'm going to lengthen out through my neck, and I'm going to send my body weight that way, so that I don't drop down into here. So lift up, lengthen, and do something with this arm here. See what feels good. This arm, this hand on the floor, very active, very active. I'm rotating and pulling back away from those fingertips. That's it. Slowly, when you're ready, take that left arm down to the floor and slowly unravel. Before we go to the other side, just make your way carefully down onto your belly. Bring your fingertips together here like this, okay? So like you have, making a little diamond. Feet together behind you. Draw your shoulders back. Pull your belly in and lift your collarbones toward the wall in front of you. If you're facing me, lift them toward me. Keep your abs engaged so that your lower back is supported in this stretch. Stretch the front of your thighs back, stretch through your toes. I think that says Christine Chapman. Hi, Chris. Lift your chest, draw your shoulders back. Come to your forearms and then crawl to your knees and slowly, slowly come back for your rest in, a brief rest in child's. And let's come to the other side. Those will slowly come up. Bring your hands where they're a little bit in front of your shoulders. Again, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. I like to bring my feet together a little bit on this and my knees open. It just feels better for my hips. Okay, so first thing is shift your body weight back a little bit. I'm taking my left hand again. I know it looks like my right, but you're going to do your left, your right, okay? So this hand's coming down, knuckle side down. I'm going to bend this elbow to allow me to come down to the floor. Now look what I don't want to do again. I don't want this. I want my neck to stay long and in line with the rest of my spine. So the top of my head on the left side goes, not my ear. Don't drop. So first use this hand to press you up and back. The bottom hand, really press the knuckle side into the floor. Can you see that hand there? I don't know if my reformer is in the way, but pressing into the knuckles, and I'm going to draw my shoulders back and reach these bottom fingertips, my left fingertips, away from my body as I lean back. Again, this arm can do anything you want. There's many versions of this. Deep breaths. Bottom hand, left hand for me. Very active, this arm. Don't drop this way. Body weight's going that way and behind you. Breathe. When you feel ready, keep lifting your hips away though. Don't drop into your head. Positional direction, positional energy always. Okay, when you feel ready to come out of it, use the right hand first to come down to the floor. When you're watching this video later on your own, pause it and stay in these poses or these stretches longer than you might want to. Okay, so here you can take your child's pose, stretch. You're going to come up. I left my lint brush over there. I'm like a yellow lab now. We're going to come up to stand. I'm going to do one last stretch with you. It's a standing stretch, so maybe for balance, you can go over to a couch, a chair, table. Make sure you have something to hold onto the wall so that you don't fall. I'm just going to hold on to my TRX for a moment if I need to get started. So you're going to come to stand. Key for this quad stretch is, once again, your spinal alignment, your pelvic placement. So you're going to try, again, if you have your strap that we talked about earlier, you could put that around your foot or your ankle, but you want to grab as close to it as you can, to your foot as you can. You don't want to be up in here. So if you're real tight, you can grab your pant leg or your socks if you have sock on, okay? Otherwise, you're going to try to grab a hold of your right foot. This is my right foot. Now, key is to bring this leg so that it's parallel right next to the other leg. Squeeze it into the other leg and bring the heel toward the butt, but don't pop your body and no leaning forward, okay? So I have a dog hair in my mouth. So it would be here, here. So again, once you grab a hold, it's about your posture and your alignment. You got to tuck your butt under just to neutral and lift off the standing leg. Draw your shoulders down, and once you tuck your butt, tendency is for this leg to pop forward out of tightness. Just bring this leg next to this leg without losing your posture. Don't pop your ribs and don't lean forward. Bring that heel up, and the key is to try to get this hip extended back a little bit without moving your body. Do the best you can, draw your abs in, keep your tail tucked just to neutral, and check where this heel is. Keep it in line with your butt. Don't let it go outside the frame of the body. Keep this thigh bone squeezed into the other thigh. Don't let it rotate out or in or abduct. Breathe. So forward, don't be out like this. Don't be here. Squeeze it in, tuck your tail, and pull. So you want this lifted energy the whole time. Okay, when you're ready, release the leg, and we'll take it to the other side. Okay? Find your balance, find your alignment, grab a hold. Now this leg is going to pop. So first, lift, squeeze it in, get it in line. Pull your ribs in. Don't pop like this. Pull the ribs in, tuck the tail to neutral, and bring the leg back. The whole time I want you to keep squeezing those thighs together though. Try not to let the thigh go out here or pop. Try to get that straight line and keep lifting out of your standing leg. Breathe. It's not a yoga pose. We're not going into all this fancy stuff. Just balance and stretch. The key is the pelvic placement and the spinal alignment. That's how you're going to get the most opening here. Okay? When you're ready, release. We're going to take a nice deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to come to sit. So, on my wall behind you guys, where I'm facing, is this is where my reformer is, and yoga space, my singing bowl, and I'm looking at these pictures I have on the wall. Breathe, peace. One says hope. When the world says give up, hope whispers, try it one more time. Kind of, I don't know, appropriate. I just was looking at it and I wanted to share that with you. This is my sacred space up here that, aside from my home, away from home, fitness incentive, which I can't wait to get back to. So I hope that you were able to get some of these stretches in. I hope that you feel good. Hi, Mike. So I will be doing some more classes. Of course, we all will be. Please log in and do them with us. Do them later, anytime. I love getting your messages. Text me, call me if you have any questions, anything that you need specific to you, I can help you with anytime. All right. I miss you all so, so much, and I hope everybody's staying healthy and can't wait to get back into the world here. Hi, guys. Oh, my God, my glasses are dirty. I love you. Hi, Mary. Hi, Rena. How are you? Oh, my God. It's crazy. I'll stay here all day saying hello and goodbye and talking to everybody. I miss you all so much. Stay in touch with me, okay? And I'll see you next week. I'll be doing another Pilates and probably another stretch, something like that. Teresa's going to be doing some chair yoga. And I'm going to sign off because Jordan's coming on to do a really, I think, kickboxing. I'm not sure what she's doing, but it's going to be killer, whatever it is. I love you all so much. Be blessed, be healthy, stay long and strong. Peace out. I love you all.